If you find yourself in situations where you are always having difficulties with motivation and being inspired and maybe sometimes feeling like you don't achieve things, there's a theme there. The great thing about that is that it's data. And when we have data, we can be dangerous. Okay, so today we are talking about how to fast track your emotional intelligence. And what that really means is how to develop your emotional intelligence. No matter where you fall on the continuum, you can improve it. And so we're talking about how. All right. So just to be clear and always to kind of level set, I like to talk about what emotional intelligence is. And so our definition is that emotional intelligence is the ability to be aware of your own emotions and the emotions of others in the moment and to use that information to manage yourself and your relationships. Simple, right? Except it's not. And so why I really like that definition is because it always prompts me to talk more about the in the moment component. So emotional intelligence is super powerful when you can exhibit the skills and abilities, mindset that come along with being emotionally intelligent in the moment. But if you can't, it's okay. It's totally fine to be able to correct and double back and address something that you might have missed in the moment. So don't think that, oh no, if I don't do it in the moment, all is lost. No, all is not lost. You still have an opportunity to recover by demonstrating those skills and abilities after the fact. It absolutely can be done. But that's our definition of emotional intelligence. And so how do we supercharge or fast track our emotional intelligence to get us our desired results? Because that's really what this is about, right? This channel is called Happen to Life Coaching, and we're all about using emotional intelligence, leveraging emotional intelligence to happen to life. And so I have 3 action steps that you can take in order to fast track your emotional intelligence. And the first one is to ask a powerful question. And so what does that mean? Well, first, let me tell you what the question is, and then you'll see. So the question is to ask people in your professional and personal lives, how do I show up in the world? And if they're like, what do you mean? What you're really asking is, how do you experience me? And either one of them are powerful questions. When you ask a powerful question, you get a powerful answer. And what you're looking for is data. You need to be able to gather data about how people experience you in the world. I would recommend asking your supervisor, your significant other, or any type of romantic interaction that you have with another person, and then other, whatever that third category is that you feel like might be valuable for you. So that could be a relative, it could be someone that doesn't really know you that well, or someone that's maybe known you your entire life. Totally up to you, but those are just some recommendations on who to ask. But the first step to being able to fast track your emotional intelligence is to ask a powerful question. Either, how do I show up in the world? Or, how do you experience me? And you will be surprised at the answer that you get. And that will be your first step. The second step is to take stock of your life. So what does that mean? That means to step back and look at your life. And that can be a very sobering experience, to take stock of your life, because you'll likely see that your life is telling you something. There are themes in our lives, right? Human beings tend to be creatures of habit. And so we often keep doing the same things over and over again. If you continue to have challenges at the same job, there is some data there. There's a theme. If you continue to have the same type of challenged relationships, there's a theme there in the type of people that you are in relationship with. If you find yourself in situations where you are always having difficulties with motivation and being inspired, and maybe sometimes feeling like you don't achieve things. There's a theme there. The great thing about that is that it's data. And when we have data, we can be dangerous, okay? In the best ways possible. So the second way to fast track your emotional intelligence is to take stock of your life. The third one is to find two models. What does that mean? Find one person in your life. Identify one person in your life who demonstrates emotional intelligence in various settings of their lives. You've observed them professionally and they seem to navigate their emotions with ease, their relationships with ease. You've seen them in a personal setting and they're exactly the same. Look at the traits that they exhibit and that they possess and take note of them. And then the second model is of a person who lacks emotional intelligence. And so I want you to take stock of your life again, except you're looking externally this time, outwardly. And you're thinking about someone who really seems to struggle with emotional intelligence, managing their emotions, keeping their relationships intact, being able to manage conflict in a way that enriches relationships. I'd love for you to think about that person as well and observe them. Think about the ways in which they show up in the world. How do you experience them? Take note of that. And that will give you a ton of data that you can then start to take action on, okay? So every time you come to this channel, Happen to Life Coaching, we are going to end with a challenge. So my challenge for you is to do this in the next 3 days. And you might say, well, that's a lot to do. It really isn't. It's a lot of reflection, honestly, which is a gift all by itself. An invitation to reflect is a gift. And so I challenge you to take these 3 steps in the next 3 days, and you'll be surprised by the results that you get. Again, my name is Yvette, and I'm a certified social and emotional intelligence coach. And I want to help you to leverage emotional intelligence so you can happen to life. And don't forget, Happen to Life is about living an intentional life, taking an active and intentional approach towards life and work, proactively shaping your results instead of being at the mercy of life circumstances. No life happening around here. We happen to life. I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.